In the market for a great deal? Shop careers at Fareway. From the meat department to the bakery to the store floor, we're hiring full-time, part-time careers for a lifetime. Apply now. There's more in store for you at Fareway.
What does it take to grow beauty and colors more vibrant? More water, the right sun, nutrients. It takes all of that and more. Like family. At Knoyer Garden Center and Glass House Market, family is present in everything we do. Generation after generation. From our family to our employees who make you feel right at home. That's the difference you'll find when you shop Knoyer Garden Center.
Nate Bargatze, the Be Funny Tour.
I mean, Chuck E. Cheese is rough. I don't know if you've been there in a while. They look like they're trying to go to business and they can't.
All new material.
They filed for bankruptcy and they're still open. They called Blockbuster and they're like, how do you get out? We want out.
Nate Bargatze, Saturday, May 18th, Wells Fargo Arena. Tickets available at HighVTix.com or the box office. Don't miss Nate Bargatze, the Be Funny Tour. Produced by Outback Presents.
Two guys, two Chris's, one network. Iowa everywhere. It's time for Two Guys with Chris Williams and Chris Hassel. Presented by Fareway Meat and Grocery from the Channel Seed Studios. Where? Everywhere. Live and always on demand at Iowa Everywhere.
True story to start the
I'm
show
demanding a status update.
Demanding. I have nothing. True story to start the show.
Well, you're just gonna gloss over the fact that this is another week of that disastrous Iowa thing.
Yes. So I'm at Kansas Speedway. It's Friday night. Meet my new friend, my friends Mike and his lovely wife from Wyoming. They're parked next to me. And, you know, what's a man do? He gets his camper set up. He gets himself a cold beer. And he breaks open the Fareway sausages. And I threw them on my grill.
The Fareway what?
And Mike, sausages.
Okay. Sounded like you said sausages.
I kind of did. It was kind of for effect.
Okay.
Mike,
I'll let it live.
Mike from Wyoming could not stop staring at my meat. And he kept asking me where I got my meat. Where do I get that kind of meat in Wyoming? And I was like, I don't think Fareway Meat and Grocery is out there, but I do know some pretty high up people at Fareway, and we'll see what you can do. But Mike was just enamored by my meat on Friday night. The size of the sausage, as I put it onto the grill, he was loving every minute of it, baby. That's what happens with.
What kind of sausage?
One of those beautiful cheddar brats that I always talk about. The cheddar brats. They got like the bacon in them.
Come on,
too.
you talk all hard like you're this big meat guy from Iowa, and you're going out there cooking brats with cheese in them. Give me a break.
You get any kielbasa sausage?
What's that? Is that like German?
Yeah, I think so.
Kielbasa. Yeah. Look at you. Look at you. You're wearing like a parka. What?
It was freezing, man. It was really, really cold. I'm not kidding. It was freezing. When that picture was taken, the sun was just going down, and I've been in like a light sweatshirt all day. It would, because you stand on top of the camper to watch the race, so you're really high up in the wind. It was absolutely frigid.
What kind of a coat is that? It makes you look like you've got a fupa.
Yeah, it makes me look about 30 pounds heavier than I actually am.
You really look like your dad in this. I mean, your dad's a good-looking dude, but I mean, you're really starting to look like old Mike.
Thanks.
That's a compliment. It is.
Mike's a good-looking man.
He is.
No, it was absolutely freezing.
You know, you look like a 70-year-old man in this picture.
The weather really couldn't have been worse during my trip. We'll get to all that.
I heard you told Spopker to stay away because the weather, he wouldn't be able to handle it.
Spopker would have had an awful time. I mean, you had to be an absolute sicko to withstand the elements of that. But I loved it. I had a great time. I'll tell you all about it later. We got a lot of Iowa football to get to. We've got the Met Gala, which is always a popular. I'm a huge Met Gala guy. You know, I sit around, I wait, I just count down the days for this thing.
You're a Met Gallagher?
We've got Spencer Petras update for you today. The bowl guy, I told you about this bowl guy from last week there's actually a movement, Chris, I'm not kidding, I'll tell you about it, for more bowl games. Not fewer, they want more bowl games. So we'll get into that. I hung out with Kelderman and those boys yesterday. I'll tell you a little bit about that.
Has he douched up your truck yet?
Nope.
What is taking him so long?
Well, I mean, it's stuff going on. He's riding around his motorcycle.
Are you having second thoughts?
No.
After Fails made fun of you?
Truck up. Fails wouldn't know what a cool truck is if it ran into him. Fails has no idea.
He used to have a cool truck. Remember that truck he used to have? It had the topper on the back of it.
I could see you and Fails getting the $400 1-ounce caviar at the Miami Grand Prix over the weekend.
No chance.
That's your type of racing.
No.
You and Fails, you got your pinkies in there. Oh, give me another old fashioned, please. Nerds. So what's this? We got General Booty. Give me the latest on the Iowa quarterback situation, Hassel.
Well, look, they're desperate. Clearly, they got to get a quarterback, and it looks like right now we know they're. Well, I shouldn't say we know. The reporters know. Like I'm not out here trying to claim I'm a reporter. Okay, I'm not. Chad Lystico, Scott Docterman. We're just here to give opinions, to entertain, react off this kind of stuff. But reportedly, they have been one of the teams that have contacted General Booty. Now, I think he's more of a long shot compared to the guy they really want is Brendan Sullivan.
So what's the update on that? Because I was confused. You sent me that text yesterday. I'm like, are they getting him or
who?
Sullivan?
Well, they're getting him on campus. He's coming on campus this week. It's been reported by multiple outlets that he's coming this week.
Right? I saw Sean Box report. Like, isn't it today? He's going to be there.
I just saw that it was this week, sometime earlier this week. I'm not sure if it's today or tomorrow, but they're getting him on campus. Which this has been the guy I think that they have been at least since they struck out on Ty Thompson in this portal. This spring portal.
God, it's pretty slim
This has
out
been
there.
the guy. It is, but look.
You better get this guy.
This guy, at least, Sullivan, has starting experience. He has Big Ten experience. He's put something together. And you're right. Sean Bach did say that he will be in Iowa City starting on Tuesday. What is he, spending a fortnight there? He's going to spend the whole week there?
Bach's a really good worker, by the way, for 247. He does a good job for them.
Oh, yeah. Those
really
24/7 sports guys are great.
Yeah.
So I think he's the guy, but then you have to have other, what do they call it? Sticks in the fire, rods in the toaster. Because if Sullivan says no, you still have to bring somebody in. So I think General Booty might be a guy that they're looking at if all goes wrong. Because
it'd be funny if you lose Deacon Hill and you get General Booty.
And as a lot of people have pointed out, the Iowa offense has been General Ass for several years. But Booty, he's got the name.
I like Booty. I like Booty. I like him as a player.
Yeah. Do you really? Have you seen him play?
I know enough about him.
How so? Because I don't believe you for a second.
We did a bit on him, I think, last year, and we did some stuff on him when he was with Oklahoma. But yeah, my whole thing with him is I think that if I was going to do a few different things and actually air it out, he could be a decent option.
Well, first of all, the guy hasn't played. That's a big if. He has not played the last 2 seasons.
But he's got a good arm. Like I think that this guy would be an upgrade from Deacon Hill. I absolutely think he's an upgrade.
Sure. I mean, I think pretty much anybody would be an upgrade on Deacon Hill. But so he spent the last 2 seasons at Oklahoma. This Booty didn't play. Well, I think he appeared in 2 games, never threw a pass, never accumulated a stat. But he came from.
But he was behind Dylan Gabriel.
Well, sure. This is Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I mean, they must have seen something in him. Came from a JUCO where he led the nation in a ton of categories. But again, this was years ago. So he led the nation in passes, in completions, in yards.
Booty.
But what scares me about this guy fitting into an Iowa offense is this was a shotgun every play, throw it around the yard, spread it out. You make a mistake, fine, go back out there. He had 27 passing touchdowns, 11 interceptions to those 27 passing touchdowns. Like that's just not the kind of guy. I mean, he would have to change a lot, and I guess he has changed a lot because he hasn't thrown a goddamn pass since the 21 JUCO season. But I looked at some of his other offers.
And this is where it gets concerning.
Yes. Other offers. UTSA, that's his best offer.
Roadrunners that's a good team.
That's been a good team in the American Conference. Tulsa.
Would he start there?
I doubt it.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I would guess a program like that in May has their starting quarterback.
Yes. I don't know that for a fact. I haven't dug into UCSA for this upcoming season, but I would not think he would start there right away. Tulsa is the other offer, along with ULM, which is Louisiana Monroe, and the last one, Samford. So
Stanford? That's ACC school.
No,
that's not bad.
Samford. But again, this is Iowa. You can't be picky and choosy and, we got to have this, this great guy because we're Iowa. You got to have a guy that has other offers. Iowa's been so bad. Like anybody with a pulse. Deacon Hill was just a dude with a pulse who knew Booty Meyer.
Oh, that's another connection here. Booty Meyer.
What?
By the way,
Booty.
you guys.
Oh,
Booty Meyer. You know he has a underwear endorsement?
Who does?
Booty. Look at this.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Rock'em
That's
Socks. Got him a
That's
pair
great,
of underwear.
man.
Custom
Well,
underwear.
I mean,
you could wear General Booty compression shorts underneath your Deacon Hill swimsuit.
What is he selling those things for? The problem is that they have Oklahoma logos on them.
Who cares, man?
Swap out
how
the
much?
black and gold.
Bob Stoops, an Iowa guy.
How much is Booty selling those things for?
Probably like $60.
Do they not have prices on there, Van Winks? Stop listening to the music and look at the prices. What is it? $28?
$27.99 for those compression shorts.
Wait a second. He has compression shorts and compression socks.
You can
So
get
you can
socks.
go on an airplane. You can go on
You
an
get a pair-
airplane and get circulation with his Peaches socks.
You get a pair of his socks for $22.
He has his face all over those socks. Jesus. So that's where I was at. I think they're going for broke with Tyler Sullivan. Look,
That'd be a great pickup for them at this point.
Great at this point. Sure, you can use the word great. Like
Yes. At this point,
off
it's May
season as a
7th.
whole.
It's May 7th for God's
Maybe.
sake.
Look, he did start games in the Big Ten. He is better than Deacon Hill. Hell, he could be better than Cade McNamara. We don't know. But you got to get somebody in there fast. Close this deal.
Did you see Spencer Petras landed the Utah State job?
Knocked it out of the park. Just kick the incumbent right out of there. Wouldn't it be funny, though, because the incumbent is now in the portal. The guy who was starting, Legaz is his name. He's now in the portal. What if Spencer Petras kicked his ass to the portal, and that's the guy that's going to have to come play quarterback at Iowa? Wouldn't that be a kick in the ass?
Worlds colliding.
Blake Anderson,
Worlds
the head
colliding.
coach there at Utah State, said that, according to David Eichholt, who posted the quote, over the course of 4 weeks, the numbers and the eye test showed Spence's consistency. He turned the ball over one time through 13 practices, completing 78 to 80% of his passes, made good checks and good decisions. He had to clearly win the job, and he did. And look, good for him.
An elite practice player.
But yes, a lot of Iowa fans have had that response to that quote because he is always been a good Manning passing academy. He was blowing people out of the water. Looks like the best quarterback in the country. Spent time with the Mannings and all the great Nobody was better. Bryce Young, you kidding me? No, nobody was better than Spencer Petras at that academy. On all honesty, this is what we thought would happen. Right?
I don't know.
You didn't think he was going to be the starting quarterback at Utah State?
I have my questions. I mean, I say that without knowing anything about Utah State's quarterback situation. I mean, I don't think it was like this slam dunk that Spencer Petras was going to go and win the job.
I thought he was definitely going to be the starting quarterback this year.
That again, though, I mean, that's not a great look for Brian Ferentz.
No. Well, it's a terrible look.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
he made Spencer Petras look like the worst quarterback in Iowa history. And then Deacon Hill comes out there and blows him to shreds.
Watch Petras go out there and throw for 30 touchdowns.
Wait, I remember when he first made the announcement he was transferring there, and you can dig up the clip. I think I said that on this very program, that he was going to light it up at Utah State. The way that they structure that offense, he can just get that shotgun, get the ball, just zing it all over the place. Now, I don't think they're going to be a good team. I don't think this is going to be a team that does anything.
I mean,
I don't
who
think
knows?
they were any good last year.
We're going to talk about this with Northern Iowa, but like those mid-major jobs are just so hard now. Like, I have no idea on a year-to-year basis who's going to be good. Because they lose half their roster.
Yeah, it's a pretty far drop, though, from Mountain West to FCS.
I know, but I would almost make the argument that like you're better off as a FCS head coach than some Conference USA team that's in the middle of the pack. Just because.
Yeah, maybe Conference USA.
You're
Mountain West is
Mountain West's a good. It's now the premier West Coast football league.
Yeah, it is. You could argue Mountain West is the best non-power conference now. I don't know that it's the American. Yeah, the American's just been gutted. And who knows how like Tulane will bounce back now that they've lost. You know, they've lost their identity. They've lost their athletic director, their head coach. We'll see how that kind of works. Oh, they got another Northern Iowa athletic director though.
Yeah,
David Harris is over there.
Megan
start
Franklin
the merry-go-round. Megan Franklin, get ready to go to Tulane.
Yeah. Well, what we were saying, like, this is just such a hard job anymore to be the AD. I think Drake's job's a lot easier because you're not trying to fund football, right? Like you're private. You have more.
I was going to ask you that, what you thought, because football is where the money is made.
Man, I don't know about at that level. I don't know how the economics work.
At that FCS level, you don't have, there's no TV package that's paying you.
Northern Iowa has a really solid base of people that go to all their games, and they're very loyal, but they don't have this like huge, like you go to like, it's like Montana, you go up into the Dakotas, those stadiums are like damn near sold out.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, because that's where you make money at that level. You don't have a television contract, so people have to go to the games. And Northern Iowa is always good, but they're never good enough to get that like rabid following. At least recently, they're always good. That's the thing. They're always going to have a winning record. I think that it's a challenging, and again, I admittedly do not know enough about the economics of that level. But what I know enough about like NIL to know that the Villanovas and the Creightons of the world are greatly advantaged to having no football team to worry about. And generally these private schools have a bunch of rich doctors and lawyers that they can lean on. And that's why it's just this UNI job seems really hard because you're trying to there's this expectation to field a really good football team because Mark Farley's, established that over 20 years or however long he's been there. But there's also you got this beautiful McLeod's. You have wrestling that's a very proud program there that competes in the Big 12. There's not a lot of money there because you don't have that big television contract.
So you think the Drake job is better than the Northern Iowa job?
Oh, I absolutely think it is.
Really?
Because of the private aspect of it, you're downtown Des Moines as opposed to, I like Cedar Falls, but it's out there, and Iowa is the focal point out there.
That's a really good point because you do get a lot of Iowa and Iowa State fans in that Des Moines area who will just shoot in for a Drake game.
They're like, oh,
because it's Des Moines, it's a big area, and
Loyola was in town. They went to the Final Four last year. Let's go and have a beer, and they've done a great job at the Knapp Center to have entertainment, and they.
So what's the biggest challenge for Megan Franklin taking over as athletic director at Northern Iowa? Now she was. It's not like she was jumping from Drake athletic director to UNI athletic. She was under Brian Harden. Sounded like from what Andy Fales said that she was kind of focused on making sure like they checked all the boxes, they covered all their bases, they weren't breaking any rules. She was kind of a compliance person. This is a new thing. I mean, this is
it's fundraising. Her deal is fundraising.
God, that's tough. You're banging on the door of JT the Nut in Des Moines, asking him for money.
Yo, JT. But, I mean, really, like, I look at it, and again, have a little grace with me, Northern Iowa fans. I don't understand the economics of that level as much as I do the high level, but I don't know where their revenue comes from other than tickets. Because there's no TV. There's no college football playoff kickbacks.
They get a little
NCAA tournament money,
television money for the CBS Sports Network package, the ESPN package for men's basketball, but it's small. It's pretty much insignificant.
It's like in the hundreds of thousands. It's not in the.
But I'm sure it's big for a school like that. I'm sure they need that.
They need the key to a program like that is to play at Iowa State. They used to play at Iowa a lot more. There was the 1 year Northern Iowa, they played Wisconsin and Hawaii, I think, in 1 year. Do you remember that? They took bye games from both of those programs.
Jeez.
So that is where – but now there's this push from these FBS programs to not play down like that. And it's made their job even harder. So I don't know much about Megan Franklin, but I think it's a really, really tough situation. And it's not anybody's fault. It's just the way we're consolidating college athletics, and it makes it pretty tough. But by the way, while we're talking about this, Brad Heinrichs from the Swarm is coming on with me next week on CW Pod.
He hooked up with you?
Yeah, we did. We got that worked out. So he's coming.
What the hell? You left me hanging. I asked you a few days ago, and you're like, no.
I hadn't heard from him. We got it done yesterday. So thank you for helping me with that.
Well, good. I'm glad. So tell me again.
Next Monday, we're doing the interview.
Next Monday, you're going to have Heinrichs on the CW Pod on Iowa Everywhere.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, done deal. We have it booked. Right after Two Guys, we're gonna record it.
Look, as much as I love children's literature, I think I'm going to like that episode a little bit more than the one you had with the children's writer, old Scotty Royster.
Oh man, Reister's a good dude.
You
know what? Reister's so funny. I don't know if you even listened to it. He remembered and brought up the first time he ever met me in that interview.
That does not surprise me in the least.
Yeah, we were at Fareway, and you were buying a pizza, and yeah.
It wasn't a We Will pizza, though. Bloom hadn't invented them yet.
Thanks to our friends at Channel Seed. We are in the Channel Seed studios. Had a great meeting with those guys last week. They're renewing their contract with us, which is awesome.
Oh.
So we appreciate it. Oh. Spread your seeds. I'm guessing corn's done everywhere. We got a little bit of beans left. Don't you think, Hassel, is probably where we're at right now with the weather?
Oh, sure.
Finishing up some beans.
It's probably bean season. Yeah.
By the way, I met a guy out at Kelderman's yesterday at the motorcycle ride. And really good dude. And he has a suite at the Knoxville Raceway. And he's a huge fan of the show. And he said, if I get you guys in the suite, will Hassel come back for Saturday night of the Knoxville Nationals?
Oh my God. There are so many people that would be in attendance there that would just want to kill me.
People have long forgotten about you harassing.
You know
that
how
place.
these guys are.
Oh yeah, I do know how they don't forget.
Yes.
They don't forget.
Doesn't happen.
Wrestling fans and racing fans are insane.
Zach says we need to use the funds from the Channel Seed re-upping to find a new voiceover guy.
That guy made it big.
I mean, I could do it. I did the bigger, better, bolder.
Bigger, better, bolder.
Let's do it. Let's do it right now. Bigger,
Bigger, better, bolder. Powered by Kelderman Manufacturing.
I was out at Kelderman's all day yesterday.
What the hell were you doing out there? That's why we couldn't do the program?
Yeah, so they hosted what's called the Kyle Petty charity motorcycle ride. It's been it's a really cool event. They raise money and they send kids with disabilities to camp, and they do all kinds of good stuff. And it's in honor of Kyle Petty's son Adam, who died at a race. He was in a race car. I think he was qualifying or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember
what
when
year.
happened.
It was a big story then, but they've done this every year since. And Kelderman's a big volunteer with it. That's Kelderman, the Joe Dirt car. That is the King Richard Petty inside the Joe Dirt car. And Kyle Petty, that's the greatest racer of all time, right there.
Wait, well, who are the other two guys?
That's Kelderman on the left. That's Kyle Petty with the
that's
fake
Kyle.
mullet. Yeah,
I was going to say that. Please tell me that's not. That looks like Couturier cornholer hair.
Yeah, no, that's not real hair. They put on the Joe Dirt wig with the car, and then that's Richard Petty right there. That's the freaking king, man. King.
Damn.
Richard Petty touched me yesterday, and it moved.
Wait, you said Richard Petty touched you yesterday? Where did he touch you?
The small of my back.
Really?
I'm not when the king touches you. It was an incredible moment for me.
I'll bet.
He actually talked to me, man. It was quite the experience. That would be like you meeting Chuck Long.
I have met Chuck Long. I've interviewed Chuck Long. He's never touched me in the small of my back.
Well, you're missing out. I want to do my bigger, better, bolder for the second week in a row. Doja Cat, for her appearance at the Met Gala last night. Look at this. She wore a wet T-shirt.
Are we allowed to show nipple on?
It's see-through
YouTube?
nipple, so I think we can show it. Look at this. So Doja Cat. Wanted to give her a shout out because last week, you remember, we were very proud of her for telling people, don't bring your kids to my concert. I'm doing disgusting things here.
Yep, we're pissing on V-cuts.
My music is very raunchy. It is not made for children. So she goes to this Met Gala last night, and Doja Cat is like, hey, I ain't wearing no fancy dress. I'm putting on a wet T-shirt. Look at
It's
that.
like a baggy T-shirt that she said she soaked in... What, hair gel?
Oh, that's what she did?
I think that's what Van Wink said.
I thought you were going to tell me she soaked it in gasoline. And then, so when she walked in, Matt, do you have the photograph of Doja Cat wearing the towel? She was also just wearing a towel when she walked in. I'm starting to really love this lady. This lady... I mean, she owns every room that she walks into. I think I'm going to download her music today, Hassel. Look at her. She's wearing a towel.
So at one point, she dropped the towel and put the T-shirt on? There's nothing under that towel.
Yeah, I believe that's what she did. She just made a hell of a statement last night. I'm not wearing your fancy dress. I'm wearing a wet T-shirt. Doja Cat, second week in a row. Bigger, better, bolder. We'll see if I can get her worked into next week, if I can find a way.
I think we're going to circle back to the Met Gala a little bit later in the program.
Yeah, I got a fun game for you guys.
Okay, great. My triple B is the Tom Brady roast.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen this? Have you?
I haven't watched it, but I've seen all
Okay.
the highlights and stuff. That it looks great.
I was going to say, I don't think you have to sit down and watch the whole 3.5 hour shebang. I think you can just go find some clips, even reading quotes. I mean, it's fantastic because nothing was off limits. It seemed like anyway. Nothing.
Except for
like
Robert Kraft's massage.
Well, but they still mentioned the Robert Kraft massage.
That was the best moment.
The old
And
orchids of Asia.
He admitted to Deflategate, I saw.
Pretty much admitted to Deflategate. They were making fun of it. They said, well, a lot of people think you've got 7 rings. That's wrong. You've got 8 because Giselle gave that one back. And there's a lot of stuff that, like, I wouldn't share here, but I think it maybe opened the door for more of this kind of comedy moving forward because I think a lot of comedians, a lot of people have been scared. And Jerry Seinfeld spoke out about it recently, that there's certain things you can't do anymore. And even if it's in the name of comedy, people are scared to say it because they're worried about getting canceled and that sort of thing. So I think this whole did Tom Brady open the door for comedians everywhere? Perhaps.
Brilliant by Netflix too, because it's like this. This is not one of those things that takes years to produce.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like this will be one of their most watched things of the year, and they basically, got all these celebs together for one night, and you record it and make a ton of money on it. It's really good content.
Netflix is red hot. Right? They got these. They're doing this Netflix is a Joke comedy series right now. Cat Williams, who's performing at Wells Fargo Arena on Friday, did one, and they just like stream the performances. It's cool. I don't think they've done that for a while. They've done some like live specials, but
so I've been immersed into this new Cold War documentary.
Yeah. Oh, I started that. I'm on. We just watched episode 3. What are you?
Yeah,
on?
I mean we are fucked.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean there's no way these nukes aren't coming back. I mean,
Just takes one little hairpin trigger,
dude,
and we're all
you'll
gone.
get to it. I don't want to give too many spoilers because I don't think you're there yet. But the amount of times where like something fluky has gone wrong with a computer and the world almost ended is insane. I never knew any of that. They didn't teach me that in American history, Clarinda High School. Matt Bird, I'm calling you out, Mr. Bird. Why didn't I learn that from you?
Yeah, I just watched the third one last night, and it's the one with the guy who was kind of a whistleblower, so to speak. And
we are screwed.
He used to have this information, and he said that, like, I think it was the Eisenhower administration or something, but they had this information of if America was going to go and bomb Russia, they would also bomb China, and they had these charts that would show like how many people will likely die as a result of this one big bombing siege, and it was 1/5 of the world's population. 20% of humanity they expected to be dead.
And that doesn't even count like the nuclear rain and stuff that's gonna make other people sick. What about when they were testing the bombs and didn't tell the local people in New Mexico?
Oh my God!
Unbelievable.
And in those islands as well as poor Japanese people on a boat got affected by it.
We are so screwed.
So I'll get in a lot of questions in the comments. What is this called, and where can they stream it?
This is. Hold on, I want to get the actual Netflix Cold War.
It's called like Turning Point because there's a Turning Point series on Netflix. They've done a bunch of things.
Turning Point, the bomb, and the Cold War. And listen, it's a commitment. These are all like hour and 10-minute episodes, and I don't know how many there are, but I'm like 5 or 6 in. It is a commitment, but it's fascinating. It is. We are so screwed. I think odds are greater that we die in a nuclear war in our lifetime than not.
Jesus Christ.
I turned this show around. Jeez,
that's sobering.
This is getting so morbid.
What do you got for your Triple B, Matt?
These freaking Timberwolves, man, they just keep winning.
Well, it's not going to matter. We won't even make it to the title. We'll be dead.
Not if Anthony Edwards has anything to say about it. Jeez. They go to Denver.
I've been hanging out with those NASCAR rednecks too long, man. They've been they got all sorts of conspiracy theories down there in the Kansas infield. Whoa.
I'm surprised. I know some people that I'm friends with not only believe in ghosts like Williams, but like don't think the moon landing was real, think that aliens are controlling a bunch of people. Like I don't know what the hell's going on.
Those Timberwolves are hot, though.
Yeah,
hijacking my triple B.
Well, this is what you get for trying to steal mine. I was going to go with the Timberwolves.
That's true.
Matt and Hassel were like fighting about who got the Timberwolves for triple B on the text this morning. Just rolling my eyes.
I didn't fight. I said you can have it. Go ahead.
So is Anthony Edwards better than MJ? That's the discussion on Twitter right now.
And he even said like stop comparing me to Michael Jordan.
No. Yeah. He put that to rest pretty quick.
Which is a smart thing to do.
Yes. But he's fun to watch, isn't he?
God, they're just
so young.
Destroyed the Nuggets. Just destroyed them.
106-80. They go up 2-0 in the series, head
and
back to Minneapolis.
They didn't have Rudy Gobert.
No Gobert. I got 27 each.
Hell, Garza got in there. Garza got a few minutes. Yeah, throw Luka in there.
Did his dad play?
He scored 2 points. The Peacock.
Sorry, that was mean. So, Matt, you have a game set up for us.
Yeah, I do. So
we want to talk about the Met Gala, which was last night, which is, I mean, really, we had a couple of people in the comments who didn't know what the Met Gala is. So let's.
I honestly don't even really know what it is.
It's just a bunch of
celebrities
elitists
show up and dress.
They wear
it's a chance for everyone to make
outfits.
a fashion statement, show the latest in fashion.
So Matt, you have a game for us to play regarding the Met Gala. What do we go? What do we do?
So for people on the podcast, you're going to want to check this out on the YouTube feed. But I'm going to pull up a picture of a celebrity wearing a ridiculous outfit, and you got to tell me who it is.
Is it from last night? All these from last night, or could it be from any year?
No, it's from last night.
Okay.
All right. Here's our first one.
Okay, so we're supposed to guess who this is.
Yes.
It's a woman.
Martha
in a
Stewart.
Blue dress. It's not Martha Stewart. She's probably 50 years younger.
Looks like kind of like a peacock. Yeah. Well, actually, more like a garden.
Is it Frank Garza? Who is that?
That is Uma Thurman.
That's Uma Thurman?
She's a Seinfeld character.
Like Uma Thurman. Yep.
Yeah,
that's
I haven't seen Uma Thurman in 20 years.
Yeah, that's.
All right, here's your next one.
Is that
you should get
Bad
this one.
Bunny?
That's Bad Bunny.
Yeah,
with the
he's
all
a pro
black
wrestler. WWE guy.
What? He is?
Looks like he has cat hair on his.
What's he
shirt.
wearing?
Yeah, what
kind of hat is that?
What kind of hat is that? What?
At what point, like, would honestly, we're all men here.
Are we?
It would if you went into a shop, you're buying clothes. What guy would be like, hey, I want that hat?
I don't think that's how it happens. I think
would wanna
someone
wear
comes to them and they're like, I have something for you to wear. This is what you're going to wear as a Met Gala. And that's just how it happens.
Are they German?
Let me dress you.
All right, here's your next one.
Okay, that is a woman. That is a rapper.
That's Cardi B.
No.
Close.
That is Nicki Minaj.
That is Nicki Minaj.
Oh, yeah, she's a
the
beautiful woman.
She's
paper
got
mache flowers and
okay, sticking
like
out all over the place.
Elise could have helped her. Elise likes to do them.
it looks like an art project.
Nobody could get within 3 feet of her. They're gonna get poked by one of those flowers sticking out of her dress. Not terrible though. Not terrible. Okay. Oh. Okay.
Well, that
now
is a hat.
another woman.
This is
Black dress.
Actress.
That is. I know who that is.
She's in a new movie that's out right now.
That is Zendaya.
That's Zendaya or Zendaya. Yeah.
Yes,
well
I think
played.
I
never even heard of her.
One of my producers at work is obsessed with her.
Oh.
Like he's gone to see her new movie 5 times by himself. Like he won't even let his wife go with him.
All right, who's this?
Oh, I know who that is too. These are siblings. It's a I don't know if it's a boy and a
I
girl.
like
'cause
their outfits. Those are
they
nice.
They might be they, thems. Those are Will Smith's kids.
Yep.
Willow and Jaden.
Jade, man, you're on top of it, Hassel.
This is
Hassel,
surprising because a lot of
Just
these people
crushing
I
it.
don't. When I see these pictures, I'm like, who the hell is that? I didn't even know. We didn't recognize Uma Thurman.
Okay, this one's kind of similar to Doja Cat. So if you're watching at work, you may want to turn it
Nudity?
off. But well,
Oh, hello.
Yeah,
A little bit.
I can see Nip through that.
You
You
know
know who
who
that
this
is,
is?
Williams? I'm gonna try. I know who it is, but
Is that
Wait.
Kim Kardashian's little sister?
it kind of looks like her.
Kendall
but
Jenner?
no.
is that Emily Ratajkowski? Or
Redzikowski or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
That
Yeah.
man.
She does look like Kendall Jenner, though.
How you doing, ma'am?
Yeah, she does.
Or Kendall Jenner has made herself look like her.
Who's this guy?
Wait, you don't know this guy? Oh, so it's a man. I believe he's openly gay.
Have you seen Schitt's Creek?
It is Eugene Levy's son.
I like those shorts. Those
Those
pants.
are cool. You could rock
Yeah.
those at T-ball practice. The girls
What is his
would
name?
love it.
Daniel?
That's a
Daniel?
nice
Dan Levy.
outfit.
Dan Levy.
Dan Levy.
I'd wear
He's
that outfit.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
This guy's funny.
Oh, we already got this one.
That's
We did?
Corey
Is that
from
Bad
the Real
Bunny
World.
again?
That's Bad Bunny. Yeah. Here we go.
Oh,
this is an
God.
athlete.
Yeah.
You should get this one, Williams.
Ben Simmons.
It is
yeah,
Ben
you
Simmons.
got it. What is he? He's wearing. He's holding a
What is he holding?
briefcase with a clock on it.
Ben Simmons isn't nearly successful enough to be at the Met Gala, is he?
I'm
No.
thinking the same thing. What the hell is he doing there? Is that a clock counting down to the end of his NBA career? That guy sucks. Ooh, I don't know this one. This is a woman. This is a woman wearing what? How would you describe that outfit?
That's a nice dress. I like that. It's a see-through dress
It's
with
pretty revealing.
with like seashells covering up her genitals.
I think this is
Seashells.
Janelle Monae.
Who's that? Never heard of her.
That's a
She's
nice
si-
dress.
She's a singer and a actress.
Okay. She looks familiar, like I may have seen her before, but I've never heard the name. Okay.
Oh, you got
Oh,
this
wow.
one, Williams. You got this
Look
one.
at
This
this
is Nicki
dress.
Minaj. This is the one that pissed me off.
What are you talking
She looks like
about?
Ursula.
It
Wait a
actually
second.
made me mad.
Williams, we already did Nicki Minaj.
Oh, wait a minute. Cardi B. Sorry. Excuse
Yep.
me.
Look
It-
at all the fabric on the floor.
How many people
They-
did it take to
They
carry that?
were bragging that it took 9 people to carry her dress.
Oh, you tweeted this last
Yeah.
night.
Like,
This is
I
like
mean,
the
come
last
on.
thing I saw before I went to bed. So
I-
I like where does it stop? Like why
Yeah.
not? Why not like wear a building? Wear a building. Sit on the back of a semi truck bed wearing a building, and come in.
I like this
Just-
look.
Does function not matter to any of the, like? How does she
Clearly
take a
not.
pee?
Like how
Like
does
she's-
anyone mingle with each
Let's
other?
say that Cardi B has a
Has
few
to
too
piss on
many
a V-cut?
drinks, and she's got to go take a leak. How does she do it? Like, how does she go and sit down for dinner?
Well, I think she's wearing a catheter. I think she's cathing.
Like, function has to be a part of this thing going forward. Okay, it's not all about the look. Like, you have to be able to function as a human being with what you are wearing.
And that's what I don't get. Like, how is it? Where's the line here? Because if you're going to wear a dress that's that big, why stop? Why stop at?
Oh, I need my 9
Why stop at
dudes.
9 guys carrying the? Why not have 69 guys carrying your dress in? Why not put like
What
put
if
the
there were-
Liberty Bell on your head?
What if there was a fire?
Oh my God, that's a good point.
She's screwed. She can't get out of there.
Just
That's a
put it
great
over the
point.
fire. Put it out.
Not to
Like a
mention
fire-
your
it's
girl
like a fire
Doja
blanket.
Cat doused herself in gasoline.
Who's this?
Who's this?
That's a nice outfit.
It's a woman.
She hosted Saturday Night Live last week.
Oh, I was thinking it might be her. She's a singer. It's not Doja Cat.
It
It's-
starts with a D.
Yes, Dua Lipa.
Gus was on it. Dua.
Dua Lipa. I don't have the comments up, by the way, so I can't see those. What the hell is
Oh,
that?
she's got one of those mosquito nets, like when you go to
it's
Africa.
a woman inside of a mosquito net.
With
Yeah.
sticks. There's sticks on the dress, too.
People, when you go on those mission trips in Africa, you got to sleep with these things.
This is
Otherwise you
Lana
get malaria.
Del Rey. Lana Del Rey.
Ah, okay, singer.
Singer.
Mosquito safety.
One of
And she's
Taylor
serving-
Swift's friends.
Yeah, she's got a song now with Taylor Swift called Florida, I think.
Is it
She's
about
got a
Florida?
very distinct voice.
Is that about your pool cabana?
Yeah, it is.
There you go.
Geez, this is William's favorite here.
The coffee filter.
This is Lizzo. And what? It's a big brown dress with some kind of crazy head thing.
Looks like a coffee filter.
A coffee a coffee filter on her head?
Yeah.
I was going through the Entertainment Tonight Twitter feed last night looking at these. And their one of Lizzo was, oh, man, Lizzo is rocking this dress tonight. And it was a video, and she, couldn't even walk in it. She had to have, 6 people, helping her walk up the stairs because this dress is so stiff. It's a stiff dress. It doesn't
only Lizzo could pull this off, let me tell you.
And I'm like, if she can't walk, is she really pulling the outfit off? Function, people. Function has to matter at the Met Gala. This is my going forward. Can we please rate these things not only on looks, not only on how much money but function must matter.
You can do something outrageous because you want. That's apparently what they want. You can do something outrageous that's also functional.
Yes. Why can't she wear that dress? She can wear the hat, just not as stiff. Loosen it up so she can walk.
Next year, somebody should wear that horrible jacket you were wearing at the Kansas Speedway this week. It gave you the fupa.
And it doesn't, Lizzo, at some point, she's trying this thing on, and somebody in her camp, she's got her entourage. Hey, Lizzo, don't you think it'd be good to be able to walk? Function.
All right, Hassel wanted to talk about this one. I don't know why, but
who's this?
Oh,
Williams?
I love Kim Kardashian.
Look at the corset.
Hello.
Look at the corset that she has.
Yeah,
she
looks like a Barbie.
Got, her waist is cinched to 10 inches.
That poor thing.
Oh my!
She's got to be so uncomfortable. Why?
So the thing about the corset back and you would see all these pictures from the 1800s with
big
women
corset.
in corsets.
Oh my god!
But they weren't also actively trying to make their ass as fat as possible. They weren't getting implants and all that stuff. So usually if you had a corset on and a really, small-waisted woman, you would also have a small butt.
She
no,
breathe?
not with Kim Kardashian. I don't think she can. Look at her. She's gasping for air.
She's like, we're watching her suffocate in front of all of us right now.
Help me. She was at the Tom Brady roast. There's a rumor she and Tom Brady are dating.
They're dating, allegedly.
I heard they tried to kind of shut that down at the roast. But, yeah, what was she doing there? She was on stage. They booed her.
What'd they boo her for?
Well, because she's just everywhere. She's at everything. What does she do?
She had a rough child. I mean, let's think about it, man.
She had a rough childhood?
Yeah, the whole OJ thing. There's a lot going on there.
I don't think that was rough on her, was it?
I'd suspect it would be.
What are you talking about? Her dad won one of the biggest cases in world history and was rich beyond belief. And that's what made her famous.
Her stepdad just died, says English. Show some compassion.
Her stepdad just died?
She was
her
a celebrity.
Is Caitlyn Jenner.
I'm just going off of the comments. Did you ever watch that? I'm thinking of these influencer shows before Instagram. Do you remember that one where Paris Hilton and Lionel Richie's daughter would go and live on a farm?
Richie.
And they would just do
let's
weird...
go. Oh, we're going to have to go milk the cow.
It's pooping.
You're going to... What? I have to stick it in there?
That was The Simple Life.
They're going to artificially inseminating cows.
Oh, English is referring to O.J. Simpson being her stepdad. He just died.
Okay. Maybe she has multiple stepdads?
A lot going on there. I think that Kim probably has had more challenges than we would be aware of based of her constant life in the spotlight.
Well, look, everybody has more challenges than you're aware of on the surface, but you're trying to paint her as somebody who just grew up on the streets, had to claw and scratch her way to every cent she's made.
It's not what I'm trying to do.
Come on, Williams.
She gets paid $5 million per Instagram post. Yeah. Tough deal. She's got the Kanye thing.
Childhood.
the sex tape. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot going on there. I actually really respect Kim Kardashian. I really do. But you know why? Because Kim Kardashian was one of the first females to really just go out there and be like, yeah, this is who I am. If you don't like it, screw you. She was authentic. You know, like she was a badass. I like her a lot. There you go.
Okay.
Channel seed, spread your seed.
She built her own brand, that's for sure.
She did. She's a hell of a
No, she didn't.
brand.
She didn't build her own brand.
Yeah, with the
she
sex
did.
brand was built off of her family.
No, her sex tape.
Well, that
was deliberate, I believe.
That got it kickstarted. But look,
I read a great book about this, about how authentic and.
But she would this never would have happened if she wasn't a part of that family. Okay, she never would have been in position to make that tape. Okay.
GA Cyclone heard a rumor that she struggles to pay her electricity bill.
What else do we have?
Maddie, quick.
I've got to get out past today again because you screwed me. You moved it to Tuesday, and so I've got the 11 a.m. Central show today.
Okay. We'll real quick hit on the Iowa Event Center. Maddie, what do we have coming up here, and then we'll wrap things up.
Yeah, they got a bunch of comedy. Adam Flack and I talked about that on All Access. Go and check it out. But they got Cat Williams this Friday, Nate Bargatze next Saturday. AEW's coming in June. They got everything.
In AEW, what is that? Williams was saying that's like WWE, but with live porn in the ring.
There's no pornography.
Looks kind of like the Met Gala.
Like WWE is like Chuck E. Cheese compared to AEW.
HighVTix.com.
I'll tell you about my weekend. So,
I saw John Miller getting high as hell with you.
I had a great weekend. Unfortunately, I did not stay for the race. Let me tell you about it. So, this infield, like it's hard to explain unless you've been into one of these.
What? Been to any race?
No,
I've been on the infield in Charlotte.
Camping in one of these infields is an interesting. I get there on Friday, and there's just puddles of water and mud everywhere. Okay, so I get my trailer back then, and I'm in a good spot. Like I'm not gonna have any problems getting out of there. Whatever. Rains Saturday morning. Rains for like 5-6 hours straight on Sunday. We're having this long delay. I'm looking around. There are literal like hundreds of campers that are stuck in mud. So I had to get back to get my kids to school, and I had to be at this Kelderman deal in Oskaloosa on Monday morning. And we're like in hour 5 of the rain delay, and I was just like, dude, I'm not like. They're going to run this thing on Monday. So I just got the hell out of there before.
You left before the race even started?
Yeah, I watched the race at home.
Oh, my God.
Because it was one of those deals where if it got delayed anymore, like the best case scenario for me was they would race that night and I would get home at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, which wasn't going to be an option. So I was like, I just pulled the trigger and got out of there and didn't have to screw with the mud. The thing about these NASCAR weekends, it's like the best part of being at the track is like before the race, if that makes any sense, like the atmosphere and like I saw like racing all day on Saturday and stuff. But yeah, so I leave because I'm trying to make a responsible decision, and I made the right decision. And I wake up on Monday. I've watched the race. It was the closest finish in NASCAR history. Every headline I read, best race in the history of NASCAR.
You had to be there to believe it.
The best race in history. And I left.
So how did that make you feel when you saw it?
It made me angry. It made me
because now you can't ever say I was there.
No.
There'll be other races. You could say, you know what, kids? I was there that weekend.
Yeah, in 10 years, I'm sure that's what I'll say.
They'll think that you were there for the race, but no, I had to leave before the race because of the rain.
It was brutal, though. It was not a good weekend to be down there as far as weather goes. But I had fun. I had a blast. Like
so how the hell did you get John Miller?
Well, he lives like 5 miles from there.
Okay.
I mean, it's like a 10-minute Uber ride.
So
him.
is marijuana legal there?
I'm not going to get into John's personal.
Well, what are you talking about? You posted it on Twitter.
No, I didn't post anything. John made a comment. He made a really funny comment.
Yeah.
You're
like, why don't these NASCAR douchebags just chill out and smoke a dude?
It's a very polarized infield. I'll put it respectfully to the.
How so?
We got a lot of "Let's Go Brandon." Got a lot of Trump flags.
How many Palestinian encampments did you find on the
None of that.
on
They
the
left
infield?
that
Oh,
alone.
Really? No. Okay.
They left that alone. Yeah.
There weren't any protests?
We're sitting here, and Miller
I thought he was sitting there with a doobie in his hand.
No.
Those are sunglasses. Okay.
And Miller just got
But he looks high as a kite.
A bunch of charged rednecks come by, and they're doing something like Donald Trump, like whatever, I don't know. And Miller just turns to me and he goes, Chris, these country boys really just need to sit back and smoke a doob.
When are we what's the deal with your podcast with him? Every time I want to, I'm like, you know what? I don't have anything to listen to. I want to find the Miller and Williams
seasonal.
podcast. And I look on there and it's like the last episode was 6 months ago.
It's seasonal, so we'll pick back up in August when the season.
Why can't he be a year-round guy?
Well, Chris, there's a lot that goes into it. We have other jobs. He is a sales season in the propane industry, right? Busy time for John.
This is a busy propane time?
Huge propane time. This is it. This is like Super Bowl time in the propane world.
Okay.
But yeah, we had a good time. I
would just like to have more of those episodes.
Well, thank you. Those are very popular, actually. They do really well.
And I want more CW pods. Like there's no
I do
rhyme
those
or
once
reason.
a week.
I don't know. I feel like I go in there every now and then, and it's like, oh, the last CW pod was on the Hawkeyes making the Tax Slayer Bowl.
Oh. Well, I'm actually recording one after this.
Wait.
Randy Peterson's joining me.
No shit.
Yep.
Awesome.
Going into the studio with Randy Peterson. That's coming up later today.
So that's going to be your CW pod for this week.
Yep.
And then next week it'll be
Brad
Heinrichs.
Yep. There you go.
Okay, good. Good.
Appreciate all you guys. We will be back.
Did you smoke it all
on Thursday
in the infield?
No. I was drinking Busch Light.
Did you bring any of those climbing kites?
Yeah, I had a few of those.
Is that legal? Can you bring those across borders?
Yeah, that's 100% legal.
Little Steeple Ridge.
And then I drank some Steeple Ridge, too. Nope.
I made a Steeple Ridge Old Fashioned this weekend. Good stuff.
Oh, my God. What didn't you use the one that was like, what the hell was that? Like 110 proof?
That's the Iowa Everywhere edition, baby.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Probably knocked you on your ass.
Remember when we were at Fales' house and he was making cocktails for us?
Van Winkle's.
Yeah, that was a bad night.
He had to cut Van Wink's off. He's like, all right, no, I'll make Chris another one, but the Van Winks, you got to sit this one out.
Well, because we're sipping it like it's supposed to. Matt gets the old-fashioned and just drinks it like a pop.
God.
Matt hadn't been out of his house in like 2 years. All right, we'll be back on Thursday. Two guys here on Iowa Everywhere.